Let's do it. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Come on, like you mean it. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Thank you very much for joining me for this presentation. My name is Andy Sachs. I appreciate you spending a few minutes of your busy day with me. Prepare yourselves, folks, because in just a few short minutes, I'm going to transform each one of you into NetFlow Knights by broadening your view of NetFlow and IP. You'll see how to strike down the limitations that stop you from using more flow data for forensic incident response of your application performance issues and when you're tracing the lateral movement of malware. Then, you'll be officially knighted, just like that, with your new NetFlow Knight sword, and you'll continue your quest here at our booth with our staff. Now, I want to start off by getting to know you Knights in Waiting, so let's get a show of hands. Who here does not yet have a flow monitoring solution for forensic incident response? It's okay to say so. All right. And who among you is leveraging flow data for cyber threat detection? Maybe you're leveraging baselines, maybe you're watching for behaviors like data theft or communication with known malicious domains, anything like that, yeah? Well, I bet you're using NetFlow or IPFix to optimize the performance of your business applications. Good for you. But does it give you all of the details you need to slay the problem? Or does your NetFlow solution merely display the majority of your traffic here on port 80? And isn't that frustrating? Well, as a NetFlow Knight, you're going to gain more insight into the applications that are sharing these ports. And how about this? How about when you isolate the problem right down to a specific host? Would you like to slash your troubleshooting time? Would you like quick access to all of the details inside your system, like the username that authenticated the IP address onto the network, or maybe all of the other details that you get when you integrate with Cisco, ICE, or Microsoft Active Directory? Yes! Well, my Knights in Waiting, these are many of the capabilities that you will enjoy with Scrutinizer's Network Incident Response System. It's used by NetFlow Knights far and wide for insider threat detection and forensic application analysis. In fact, Cyber Defense Magazine dubbed Scrutinizer its editor's choice forensic solution in its 2014 Cyber Defense Awards. So how powerful is it? Well, a single Scrutinizer appliance, just one, can collect and process over 150,000 flows per second from your routers, your switches, your wireless access points, your Cisco ASA firewalls. This is all while providing reports on IWAN, CGN, PFR, and carrier-grade NAT as well. But wait a second, perhaps, my brave Knights in Waiting, perhaps you'd like to scale your collection capacity all the way up into the millions, would you? Would you? Yeah, whatever. All right. Don't worry, you can strategically place these collectors all over your network, all over the world if necessary. And guess what? When you do, you'll create a distributed architecture that's capable of over 10 million flows per second. And your reporting will still be safely contained right here in one central location that maintains fault tolerance. And speaking of reporting, your Scrutinizer appliance will report on 100% and support 100% of all of Cisco's AVC flow exports. And with NBAR 2, you'll enjoy application fingerprinting. You'll get a view right inside port 80, and you'll know how much Facebook and LinkedIn and Skype and other applications you have on your network. You can see why NetFlow Knights find Scrutinizer far more helpful than just seeing port 80 and 443. And here's another place Scrutinizer will help. Have you ever experienced slowness in an application that you use often? I know that can frustrate any Knight, right? Here's what NetFlow Knights don't do. They don't point fingers. Instead, they leverage Scrutinizer's ABC flow to report on metrics like retransmits per flow, and client delay, and server delay, and NBAR 2 application delay, and network delay. This is just another perk of being a NetFlow Knight armed with a scalable forensic incident response system. And you know what? You know where you'll find these rich metrics really, really handy? Right here, when you want to narrow in on the specific interface where that problem is being introduced. You just click on each link in the path and you bring up the report on that link. You can also use it to isolate how an infection is trying to move around your network. And here's another evil foe that I bet you'd like to slay. You ready? Who here has ever had to track down an IP or MAC address? Anybody? It can be a real kick in the codpiece, can't it? Well, not for NetFlow Knights. Thank you, Shelby. 2 people got that joke. Fantastic. Here's what NetFlow Knights can do. You ready? You can search by IP address, by MAC address, even by username. Scrutinizer will quickly narrow in on the physical location of the device you're searching for and the username behind it. You found your foe. It's Steve in Cubicle 17. Boo, Steve. How about this though? What if you're out slaying dragons somewhere else? Maybe you're not paying attention to forensics. Well, fear not. Scrutinizer is always on guard for you. It's pouring through every detail as your flows come in. It's comparing new flows to your baselines. It's checking for scanning and odd DNS patterns and a whole lot more. And how easy is it to set up your domain reputation lookup? Well, check it out. Enable it. You set your options. You configure a threshold. You're done. Scrutinizer will notify you if a device starts communicating with your network against your wishes. Your list of domains is updated every hour. And how about this? Once Scrutinizer gets your attention, how does it show you the threats that need slaying? Well, that's where your threat heat map comes in. Scrutinizer takes all of the suspicious behaviors it uncovers across all of your collectors, and it plots them right here in the threat heat map to help big threats stand out quickly. Now you see this guy here, this little end system we plotted right here? We call this high and to the right. That tells you at a glance that this machine has violated more algorithms more times than any other. So save yourselves a whole lot of investigative time. My nights in waiting, just look high and to the right. But that's not the only feature that sets NetFlow Nights apart from all others. How about this one? Your threat index. You can think of this as the police record for each host. Now, each threat detection algorithm in Scrutinizer carries a unique weight depending on its severity. As the number of violations increases for an individual host, your threat index increases right along with it. That's another way that you can see your biggest network threats at a glance. Now, when you continue your quest here in our kingdom, you will discover a whole lot more of Scrutinizer's key features like URLs and latency and Cisco's application visibility and control exports. And you know what? You'll also see how, if your network is attacked, you can run a report that tells you who was targeted in your attack. You'll know what port your attacker used to get inside your network. You'll find out when you were attacked, you'll know where the attacker invaded, and you'll also get how much treasure or information your attacker absconded with. All of which will make you a hero to your company's king and queen. Now, after such bold promises, you may wonder, okay, who's gone before you? Who is already a NetFlow Knight? And I promise there's a veritable bounty of satisfied customers far and wide throughout the land. Here's a small sampling. Has Scrutinizer helped them slay their dragons? You better believe it, especially Reveal Systems. When Reveal's network was attacked, Scrutinizer came to the rescue. As Joe Yandrowski, the Vice President of Network Services, tells it, Scrutinizer helped pinpoint the source of the attack, allowing us to block it. And it provided a mechanism for identifying how the originator got around our security. So, my friends, we've nearly finished our tale. I have a couple of quick announcements. First, we are doing this presentation twice an hour, every hour, until the bitter end of Cisco Live. Next one is in 20 minutes at 2:15. Unfortunately for you, I'm giving all of them. That's the way it goes. So, we invite you to come on back, bring your friends, bring your kids, bring your colleagues, for God's sake. I promise you the second time around is twice as good. Next, after you receive your sword to become a NetFlow Knight, we invite you to stick around our booth, talk to Jake, talk to Dale. If you absolutely have to, talk to Paul. So mean, and there's no reason for it either. Any of these folks can help you out. We're great listeners. Tell us about your network. Tell us about your IT security threats. Tell us what's on your mind as you walk the show floor. We'll tell you what we've got that's a good match, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. Sound good?
Yes.
Yes. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. So, my friends, as with so many proud knights before you, it is time for each of you to receive your Plixer sword and become a NetFlow Knight! You don't sound like NetFlow Knights. Once again, it's time for you to receive your Plixer sword and become a NetFlow Knight! Now you sound like drunk NetFlow Knights, but I'll take it. All right, here's the deal. We're going to divide the group in half, right down the middle like that. There's side A and side B. Before we do that, actually, everybody watch the presentation. You should have a yellow ticket in your hand. Put it in your right hand. Hold it up in the air like this. Swirl it around like this. As you do, say, woo! That was your hazing right there. All right, everybody from this side over is going to go to Mache and Jake right over here. You can come forward. They're going to scan your badge. You're going to give them your ticket. They're going to make a mark on your hand so that we know that you got your sword. Same thing. This group can now come forward. You can get help from Paul and Dale with the exact same rhythm, only on the other side. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate your time and attention. We welcome you into the booth. Spend a few minutes, see a demo, ask questions, hang out with us. That's why we're here. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your time at Cisco Live.